Hi.
Hi. Hey, how are you doing? Great to see you. So
Great.
there was one more person who wanted to join, so I just sent him the link. But other than that, like, how are you doing, first of all?
Honestly, so busy while preparing my trip. So, yeah, I'm trying to buy new gear because my Canon is very old, is not suitable for video shooting. And yeah, so this workshop should be very useful for me.
Perfect. Like, what camera do you have right now?
Canon RP, it's pretty old, but it was very nice for like general photography. I've never used it for video making.
What's the product type of it? Canon
RP.
RB. Okay, so it's from the Rebel series. Like, my philosophy is always that you can make films with any camera, and like even if the camera is not perfect, then it's still about the framing, the composition, and all of these things. But I can understand that new equipment is just more fun to work with. But like I'm 100% sure that this camera will be like perfect to shoot documentary films. Even like what I would then invest is probably rather audio, so that you get like an external microphone. I think this could be like increasing the quality 50%. Like,
Mhm.
think of if you would rather like go to a movie that has like no audio for 2 hours or no image. And we did this exercise actually like when I studied in art school, that we were watching like a movie blindfolded, and then one became really aware of the impact of the audio on the film. So I can definitely give you recommendations for camera gear that is nice, but like I always love to work with the camera equipment that you already have. Hey Robinson, how are you doing? Can you hear us well? You're from Lisbon, right? If you have any questions, you can also just use the chat on the right and get back there. Like I already like we were just talking about what this session is going to be about, and it's about like finding the perfect gear to make really amazing films with whatever gear you have available already. And if you don't have it, then we can just figure out the gear you need in order to make the best work possible. And so also for you, if you have any questions about gear, yes. Hello, I'm not able to talk. Thanks for inviting. You're so welcome. Yeah, from Lisbon. Amazing. And yeah, I mean, what kind of project, Anna, would you like to make? It's a documentary film, right?
Yeah.
And
I
what
also look for mic and tripod. I would like to buy next week, so I'm just like trying to find out the best solution for me.
and how much would you like to spend on that gear?
I don't have any specific amount of money for this, but yeah, I think not the highest price, but kind of reasonable price.
That would mean like 5,000 euros or 3,000 euros.
With camera or just tripod and mic?
Kind of like the whole gear.
I don't know, maybe 3K it will be enough
Okay.
for all.
Yeah. So, like again, I'm working to a feature next year, starting to plan now. Yeah, so I think what could make total sense is that I will just like create like 3 suggestions of gear packages of all the stuff we need and share my screen so that we do like one package from like 0 to 1K, one from 1 to 5K, and plus. Any idea why I'm not able to use my voice? Maybe you need to go to browser settings and then like allow the browser to access also the microphone. Or like unmute yourself. There's like a mic button in the bottom, and you can press that share screen, entire screen. So in order to kind of make great films, I mean, there's so much gear available, but we need like any camera. So let's say maybe Canon 550D or something. You have like zero budget. I would say like 0 to 500 euro. That would be like a basic DSLR. And again, the emphasis to invest in a good microphone like the Rode Mini. I really would invest into a decent tripod though. Like, even if we are not spending a lot of money on the gear, I think like having a tripod that is like wobbly or like is not really able to make turns will be annoying. So I think, let's say if I would have 1,000 euros, I would get like a super cheap DSLR camera that is like maybe from the last 3 years or something, because you have like a huge price drop just from when it's on the market to when like it's getting sold like 50% less. So I would just get a used DSLR camera, but a very nice lens. So I would rather spend a bit like more on having a, just a second with that airplane. I would rather spend more money to have like a very decent lens, because I can also take that over to my next gears. So I would think of buying equipment like having a snowball. You want to start with the basics and very small, and then like slowly you like add more gear and replace older gear. And it's super okay to buy just cheap equipment and then replace it later. We just need a microphone, a camera, and a tripod to get started. If we are like on the 0 to 1,000 euros level, and then there's like either the option to go with the DSLR cameras, which is like the photo cameras, or to go with like cinema cameras, like handheld cameras. For example, the Canon 100D, 300D, no, or the I think I would suggest you to buy like this camera. I have it also. It's a Panasonic GH5. It shoots 4K. It has all the frame rates you need. It is handheld if you go with the airport. And then get yourself also a microphone. Hi, Inga. That's not available. But maybe let me know like if you have specific questions, because like I could of course give you a whole introduction on all the gears we need, then also on the brands that are on the market. But like upfront, to me, all these things don't really matter, because I really would just go with the stuff that I already have available and start from there. So when you have your Canon RE, I would just use that and get started and buy myself a microphone, because the audio matters like way more than having like the perfect camera, but just not getting started. I think it's way more valuable to do it with whatever you have now, and then we can analyze the material and see what is missing. Does it make sense to you, Anna?
Yeah, sure. I made my first film with iPhone with cinematic mode. It was so nice, but the sound was very poor, so I would like to buy a microphone.
Yes,
but the question is, this one that you recommended is too big. Maybe you can recommend something smaller.
You mean a smaller microphone or smaller camera?
Yeah, microphone.
So there are multiple options. You can either get like an external Zoom H4. There's the series of H2, 3, 4. And they are like external microphones that you can record to an XLR and on an external SD card. So then you would have like this little device, and you could take the audio directly with that. And close some tabs. And this is a perfect investment, even if you want to use it only as a backup audio. So let's say you do like an interview, and then you have your camera on the, you have your microphone on the camera, and you do like a second one with a device like this. It's always great. I think the Zoom Mini is really small. And I shot like, no, that one's not Mini NTG. Rode and Rode Mini. I think this thing here, you think that would be too big for you?
Yeah, honestly, I'm looking for something like DJI Mini microphone. I used it. It's work very nice.
I think you can use them as well, but like there would be like lavalier mics. So it's mics that you use, for example, for interviews and have them directly here. It depends on if you want to capture like the general audio, like you go to a place and just want to have, let's say you're shooting an ocean scene, the waves in the background and the trees and all of the original audio, or you want to just capture voice. And I think this DJI Mini would be great to capture, for example, interviews or talking head films. When you want, for example, you have let's say a news reporter or something, and you film them from like 5-meter distance, and you want crisp, clear audio, then these lavalier mics are perfect.
Okay.
And if you would rather, but if you would rather have like the general audio, I think this could be a pretty decent thing for a great price. And I would still get a lavalier mic for shooting wireless options. Personally, I think it's always stressful to work with anything wireless when you're on set. It always, like, you need just to set it up shortly. That's it. But like, they work like charm. I also shot tons of things, but then you're never sure if it really is recording or not. Like when I plug in the microphone to the camera directly, I just know that it's recording. And that's something I really enjoy when I'm working somewhere. It's good to have like the least friction on the gear. And so you're looking for like a documentary setup that is portable to shoot a documentary film with?
Yeah, exactly. So I need something compact and easy to handle, light, kind of this.
Yeah. And would you like to have the best audio quality available, or would you make sacrifices on the quality of the audio?
Honestly, it will be my first experience, so I don't know what is the most important thing. I would like just to try and then decide.
Yeah. And do you so far have any microphone? No, right?
No, I don't have.
So what you could do then is just use your iPhone as a voice memo to get started.
Yeah, maybe it's a good idea, but when I tried to make videos with the iPhone, the sound was so poor. I didn't like it at all, especially with something like some sounds on the background. It's very difficult to capture the voice of someone else.
What you could do is to get an external recorder for your phone, just to get started and see if it's actually something you enjoy doing with film. And like, instead of getting the DJI wireless, you could get like any, like, maybe, of course you can also invest more, like these are more decent, but you can get like a wireless for iPhones on Amazon, and this could already be like decent enough quality to get started on a low budget. And then if you want to invest some money, there's a difference between XLR microphones, which have the best quality kind of, and mini clink. So these are then, if you want great quality, Rode NTG whatever 5 or 2. Like, I still have the 2, and that's amazing. It's kind of a shotgun microphone. I think we could do an extra session only on audio, but like, just to cover it up really quickly, if you want the best quality, it's an XLR microphone of any, or XLR input. They look like this. So they're a bit thicker, but then you will also need like a extra adapter for the camera. So that's why for this point, I think the Rode could be perfect. You can shoot interviews on them. You can capture the audio of the environment. You can, of course, not go like too far in the distance, but I mean, Robbie, you're also here. Can you hear me? Robbie is a sound expert. He's a musician. He has like.
Oh
How are you
yeah.
doing?
Oh yeah. I did a wedding last night and there's a bunch of stuff. So there's like one of the Zoom H4s or one of the Zoom minis being used. That was cool. And one thing interesting that one of the videographers did, he used the DJI, but even though you can link it in wirelessly, some of those also have the option to just use it as a recorder. So it's pretty slick. One thing he did as a backup, he like put that DJI like onto the microphone so that if the other like Zoom audio recorder, which he was doing like a XLR in, if that failed, then he just had like the audio from the mic, which was like the little DJI attached to the actual handheld microphone to pick it up. That was pretty slick. But yeah, because almost like those DJI type things, they have like little built-in SD card type stuff sometimes, which is kind of neat. But I have, which is stupid expensive for the tiny size. I've got this like Rode Wireless Pro, like two receivers, two transmitters to a receiver. And for some reason, it's like $450. I'm like, this is crazy. But yeah, there's all kinds of rabbit holes you can go. You can get the cheap stuff. That what the Rode Wireless Pro I have is like, yeah, That's like the crazy one I have, but it has like 32-bit float, which is like adds in like a safety layer. So like even if it is clipping, even if it gets really loud, it has it has that. But yeah, I mean if you're on a budget, there's a whole plethora of stuff you can just plug right into the phone to save money. But yeah, down the line I have like a Zoom H5 or a Zoom H4 or whatever, and then those typically do have XLR inputs, so you could have like the little built-in capsule on the Zoom, and then plus however fancy you want to get
Yeah.
into that Zoom with the XLR. You got shotgun mic, condenser, dynamic. You got a bunch of options, but yeah. And also, I know you say you didn't like how the phone sounded. And this kind of messes with the shot. But like if you get real close to the subject, you're kind of in good hands. Like if you have that iPhone microphone right on your subject's mouth, I mean, this kind of probably screw up your shot. But I mean, yeah, the issue you have with any cheap mic or even good mic is like, how far away was it from the target audio source?
Yeah. Thanks, Rob. And again, I think it's also very specific on the way you want to work. So all of these things with the external like lavalier mics that we have like that you need to plug somewhere, lavalier mic. So all of these things with a cable where you need to actually go to the person. When you shoot documentaries, I just could imagine that it is only specific where like places where you already have a situation to shoot an interview with somebody and then put it on for like a planned shoot. But when you just go into the field and try to capture stuff with these microphones, I think it is way more fun to go for whatever the brand, just a device that is like on the camera directly, where you then walk around as a one-person shooter, go to the subject, shoot it, have the audio, and then in addition get one of the lavalier mics for planned shoots when you want like the person. Yeah, but actually I shot so many films like just with a camera on the mic as a single operator, and then you can upgrade from there and get these wireless things. And but it will take a long time to actually have the need for that for I think documentary projects. But that's just what I think of that. But
Yeah, thank you
again, I
so
think
much. Yeah, I think that I'll have a look about these Rode microphones.
yeah, or any other brand. But like I think the thought pattern would just be to keep it super simple, not have a lot of stuff to control. And this mic I really like because it works and you simply can like plug it on and have like 2 settings. And I think for beginners or like if you don't need, like if you want decent quality but not a lot of headage, things like that are great. And like then at some point you will run into technical issues and be like, but I need like the audio closer, and then you already have some momentum with like getting going, taking action, having shot something. And this is what I would push for. Yeah, but again, audio is a huge topic. And so my best shot for the cheap amazing camera setup would be Panasonic GH5. I shoot this one and it's really amazing and very affordable. There's also GH6 then, but like I think the GH5 is the best price option kind of. You can get it for 600 euros. And it shoots 4K. It's an amazing camera. Then a mic like this. A decent tripod, maybe from Manfrotto. I would really invest in a nice tripod because it's just way more fun. Then some easy LED lamps from Amazon, no brand needed, no fancy one. Eventually a gimbal. I mean, probably also a used one. And then if you want specific gear recommendations further, you can just send me a message. But I think this is kind of course, SD cards as backups, SD cards, and batteries. Like whatever the brand is, you can also get them on Amazon.
Oops, I think we lost him. Or is that just me? You guys see him?
Yeah, I suppose I lost the connection.
Cool. So do you have like a certain budget for the mic you want to get?
Honestly, I didn't research this topic, but I just want to find something light and easy and very compact because I would like to travel with it.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Here's a good point about the, being able to not have to control separate things at first. So, would you be open to trying one out that's like in the that plugs into the phone? Do you have like a phone that has like a USB-C or something?
No, I don't have. I have just Type-C on my phone.
I just got knocked out of the wireless LAN here. Anyhow, so I think gear is a huge topic. So I'm aware that not all the questions kind of were like confronted, but like just let me know, where do you have like specific how could I help you out on this one?
Again, we can't hear
Because
you.
also I see that we have like different stages. Robinson, you would probably will push for something more cinematic.
Oh no, man down. We lost him. Oh, he's back.
Yo, is it working now?
We hear you. Unfortunately, it's a little choppy.
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately, it's a little choppy. Keep speaking.
Let's see. Yeah, because I'm traveling right now. Like I'm in Amsterdam with on so
Try with
this
try with
session
the
is
video
kind
off.
of I'm a bit remote, but like I still hope you can kind of I'm a bit now.
Keep the video off. To save resources.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, sweet. So like Robinson wants to shoot like a feature film, so we will probably go for a more cinematic film. Then we have like a one-person single operator documentary setup. Then we have Inga, who's shooting like kind of her first film. And then we have Robbie, you want to do like a YouTube vlogging style. So I think all I can do for now is, instead of like throwing like random camera setups at you, to really take some time and consideration into what at this point is the actual best setup for all of these different tiers. And then just start a dialogue about like what your needs are and like solve them kind of for the specific projects. And like until next week, I could like do these little tiers as a suggestion to what I personally think would be the best thing. And then we just meet up again and like figure out the actual best thing in dialogue together with you. Would that sound like a great idea, or am I talking at you?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But I used the
monopod
last night,
monopod
and it was cool,
night,
but
and it was cool, but
I gotta get
it
a
was way
bigger,
too small.
thicker
I gotta
one,
get a
and
bigger
then
and thicker one.
eventually I'll try this. I have a
I'll
gimbal
try
too,
this. I have a
so
gimbal too, so
I saw some great
I saw some
performers in
great
like Brooklyn
performers
and
in like
stuff.
Brooklyn and stuff.
They had a monopod
They had
with
a
a gimbal
monopod
attached
with
to
a
it.
gimbal
So that's like
attached to it.
next
So that's
level.
like
That's
next
like
level.
pretty,
That
get
looks
some
pretty
cool shots
cool.
with
Get
that.
some cool shots with that.
Yeah, I get that. I think if there would be one thing like that, if you want my advice or my opinion on that, it would be to really take the pressure off selecting the right gear and like putting the energy and emphasis into just using what you have to get started and then solve the problems while they kind of appear. Because like I think what I did when I started with videography was I was researching hours and hours on gear, and looking back, that was just like procrastination of what was actually mattering, namely like to nail the story, nail my intentions with why I go out, and just to also have fun doing that. Because no matter what gear you buy now, in 5 years there will be new and better gear. And the truth is, like even the gear that was available 10 years ago was probably the same quality that in the 80s people used to make Hollywood films. So I really love the options and possibilities we have nowadays to like do stuff with really little budgets, and then all of the nitty gritty about the specific brands and things. Either you can directly ask me per chat, like if you think this is a good option or not, but this will be like highly specific and individual. My idea would just be to get the pressure off the buying equipment and just using what you have until you stumble into problems. And then for example, you Anna, now you made your film with the iPhone and then you see the audio sucks. That's the right way to go, because then you know probably a microphone makes sense. And then whatever, if it's like 100 or 300 euros, you get any microphone and the audio problem is solved. And the same will appear with the light. At some point you will shoot like a scene that is like where you don't have natural light and you will need some LED spot. And then you'll be happy to buy like a little LED spot. And I bought so much equipment, it's crazy. And I actually end up using just 20% of it. I use my camera, I use the battery, I use the microphone, I use the tripod. Sometimes a gimbal, but even that gimbal I could just skip, because not every shot needs to be moved. There's also great shots that are just still cameras, and like, you can then put the camera on a tripod, film the scene still, or use your car for a driving shot when you need it. But I get that on a wedding, a gimbal, it makes total sense, because you want to be like mobile and there are many people, so you can do all of these shots. But I think for documentary, it's nice to have also some shots that are just still on a tripod. But I definitely will create like these overviews of equipment setups that are like in specific project or in specific price ranges for all of the needs, which is like YouTube, cinema setup, one-person documentary setup, and for somebody who's like making the first film. And I'll post it to the community. And maybe we can use the thread inside this call to answer, like you can just ask all of the questions around the gear, and we can solve them together and like bring in all of our opinions. And do that until next week. What do you think, guys?
Sounds good.
Sweet. Yeah, I know this call today was shorter than the other ones. Yeah, I was also thinking if I should send a message that we do it next week, but then I still think it's nice to have to be consistent on that. So I appreciate also your thoughts. Yeah, because I know that not all the things were covered kind of today, but like it's like more of a marathon than a sprint. And yeah, just send me the questions until, if anything is on your mind now, and we can like go through it then next Sunday. Do you have something on your mind now? Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed like hanging out with you, and actually I would like to hang out longer, but I need to catch like a train later. So that's why I'm today so in a rush. And yeah, thanks for being with me. Thank you for your time. And I really look forward to seeing you soon. Okay?
Thanks. Good chatting, man.
Have a good one. Bye.